Hello and welcome to GC360, your source for the latest news and stories from the heart of our community and beyond. I'm Jackson Schwartz, and we have a packed show for you today.
And I'm Hannah Deal. Whether you're a student, faculty member, or just someone interested in what's happening in our community, GC360 is here to keep you informed and engaged. Coming up, what do GCSU students think about the Electoral College? Is it outdated or a fair system?
Graduation and financial independence are around the corner. Do you know how to plan your finances?
And a GC department is looking forward to the arrival of a major upgrade. Have you seen it around?
This is GC360 News, Christmas edition. Welcome to GC360. The Electoral College was established in the year 1787, and every 4 years it's used during the presidential elections. However, some people call this system outdated. Reporter Madelyn Agostini spoke to students to see what they think.
The Electoral College has been how our nation elects its next president for the last 200 years. To explain it and how it works, here's political science professor Dr. Kevin Spann.
So basic analysis is just a way to divvy up how we elect a president. So instead of using a popular vote system, states get power based on their population. So it'll be Alaska gets 3 votes, 2 House members, 1 senator based on their population. Meanwhile, California gets 53 House members, 2 senators.
We asked students on their thoughts of this election process. First, here's sophomore Lauren Jones.
I do think the Electoral College is an older system. It is something that it's not the people to the president, it's more the people for other people to the president. So it is something that is not a direct line of this is who I choose, which is the reason we're not traditionally seen as a democracy. We're seen as a republic because we do vote for other people to elect a president. But I do think that there could be potential for other democratic systems to then elect a president. It just is a longer process to form.
Next, we spoke with senior Anna Hunger on her thoughts of the Electoral College's role in today's society.
I think it works efficiency-wise, but I don't think that it is the most representative for our country. I think that using a system like just counting the popular vote would be a better measure of electing a president, but for the sake of efficiency and time, I think that the Electoral College does work.
It's impossible to know what the future may hold, but staying informed gets us one step closer to a better tomorrow. I'm Madelyn Agostini, signing off for GC360.
Financial planning is a crucial skill for college students as they juggle academic pursuits and financial independence. Reporter Teresa Owens talked to professors of finance about students should know about planning their finances.
As the year draws to a close, it's time to start thinking about all the new goals to set for the new year. Students are constantly working towards their career goals, but what about their financial goals? Assistant Professor of Finance, Dr. Brent Evans, explains the process of financial planning.
So financial planning is the holistic plan that somebody needs to make to decide how they're going to get from where they are now to reaching their financial goals. And financial goals can be, there can be many different factors that you could consider. You could consider things like vacations, covering your rental expenses, buying a house, and of course, ultimately retirement. And anything that's related to that goal of getting from where you are now to reaching those financial goals that you have set for yourself, that is the financial planning process that you have.
Figuring out how to financially plan for the future can be tricky. Dr. Evans talks about how students should plan for the future.
Deciding what you need to do as a student financially can be pretty difficult. For example, if you think about income taxes, it can be very complicated, but you should focus on the lowest of low-hanging fruits. And to me, the easiest thing you can start doing now is investing. If you can start investing money when you're young, the fact that you have so much time for that money to grow before you get to retirement means that you get a very large bang for your buck on that money that's saved and invested. So if I were young and I were trying to plan for my future, I would do everything I can to make sure that any money that I am saving is getting invested.
Financial planning is something that everyone should practice. Dr. Evans elaborates on its importance.
Financial planning is important because if you think about where you'd like to be in the future, money is one of the key aspects that determines whether or not you're going to reach those goals. So I have a goal. I'd like to retire at age 57. By having that goal, that shapes the types of choices I want to make today. Likewise, I'd like to go on a really nice vacation every summer. I can't just haphazardly go through life and hope that I have enough money. I have to plan. So anytime you're trying to figure out what you want to do in life, money is one of those things that matters. So financial planning is taking care of money so you can focus on other things in your life that probably are more important to you, like managing your own happiness, your mental health, your physical health, things like that.
As we get ready to celebrate the end of the fall semester and the beginning of a new year, remember to save money for when it counts. Reporting for GC360, I'm Teresa Owen.
The Department of Music offers a variety of courses for students through music therapy and education. But can it all operate under one roof? Reporter Abby Helgeson tells us more.
The Georgia College Department of Music will be using a new building in the nearby future. The building itself has been a department idea for several years. The planning process only began last year once the sufficient funds were raised. Department Chair Don Parker shared his thoughts about the need for the building as well as the long process.
This came about almost 3 years ago. This has started 3 years ago. We went through what we call the justification stage and planning stage and budget stage, of course, until it was at the end of the spring of 2024 is when we actually got the necessary funds to be able to build this building. And it'll serve us in the capacity for our large ensembles, which would be band, choir, and the orchestra, as well as some of our larger chamber groups and some smaller chamber groups being able to utilize this building as well.
Construction officially began this past summer and is expected to be finished by the end of the spring 2025 semester. This site will be accessible for students beginning at fall 2025. Isabella Waddell, a music therapy student, commented on the benefits of getting a new music building.
It'll be more convenient. I don't have to travel back and forth. All of my classes should basically stay in the same place. If not, they'll still be pretty close. I won't have to haul my instrument to different places. My instrument is about almost 30 to 50 pounds, so it is quite heavy. But it's not the only big instrument. We have timpanis, we have big bass drums, we have basses, just heavy equipment, and not having to haul it across campus is such a wonderful thing to have.
In addition to increased storage and locker space, the new building will have proper sound and conditions so that musicians can hear and blend sounds better and keep their instruments in a stable environment. Jennifer Flory, Director of Choral Activities, spoke about her excitement and how it will help her students.
Rehearsing in a space that's acoustically and pedagogically sound for choral rehearsals will be potentially transformative. So I'm just excited that we're going to be in a space where they can hear each other, they can hear the other parts, they can work on blend, work on tone, all in a space where the band could be rehearsing on the other side of the building and we're not going to hear them. So it's going to be acoustically sort of separated. So I'm looking forward to that.
Overall, the construction for the building has been going well, and the music students and staff can't wait to begin using their new space. Reporting for GC360, I'm Abby Helgeson.
Coming after the break, 2 GCSU alums share their creative writing works at a recent campus event.
Stay tuned for a highlight on international students who packed their bags and became Bobcats for the fall.
Stick around to see what the weather will look like during finals week.
And we'll dive into what goes behind the works of the Campus Activity Board and their impact on student life. All of this and more right here on GC360. See you after the break.
I'm Eric Griffiths. I am the interim chair of the Department of Theater and Dance. Our general mission, of course, is teaching theater artists, actors, designers, technicians. Of course, students will specialize in certain areas, but they will know if an actor leaves here and that is their goal is to perform, they will also know how to hang a light. They will know how to sew a button on a costume. They have these other skills. So we offer kind of a mix of the soft skills and the hard skills for doing the work. Our goal is to create a well-rounded theater artist that knows a little bit about everything that goes into producing theater.
Thank you for staying with us. Literature and creative writing are among the many important topics of study here at Georgia College. A program in the field recently held an event to spotlight the accomplishments of former students. Reporter Andrew Brown took us to find out.
On November 20th, GCSU's creative writing program hosted a visiting writer series in Russell Library. The event featured 2 Georgia College alumni who are now accomplished writers. Carrie Neville, the intern co-chair of the Department of English, shared the importance of this event for aspiring writers of GCSU.
I think the most important thing is at a liberal arts college that we kind of put our money where our mouth is, right? That we're here to celebrate writers, the arts, literature, and that it's students here who are making the art, right? They're our next generation of writers and artists, and it's not something that happens to other people.
Writers at the event answered questions and performed readings of their new books. GC alumni Denisha Powell-Ignabre was one of the alumni speaking at the event. She shared her insights about life as a writer as well as her post-college experience.
I realized that I needed to write about something personal. And so what's more personal than, my story of growing up. And there was a lot of things happening that were drawing me closer to home. I started reporting on environmental racism in my hometown, Roseville, Georgia. I was really deeply impacted by the murder of Ahmaud Arbery in Brunswick, Georgia in 2020 when I was in grad school, because the person who murdered him was actually my former classmate. And so there was all of these different things drawing me home. And so it made sense to me to write a book that was not just about me, but was about the story of where I come from in coastal Georgia.
With the decision to run the event, Dr. Carrie Neville believes that literature in the arts is highly important and that it helps people connect. Reporting for GC360, I'm Andrew Brown. Highly important and that
many international students study abroad at GCSU and call it their home
that
for
helps people
semester or
connect.
two.
Reporting
Reporter
for
Ryan
GC360.
Collins interviewed a couple of international students about their home country and why they chose GCSU to study at.
International students at Georgia College embark on a remarkable journey that goes far beyond simple adjustments. Did you know that GCSU hosts over 150 international students from 25 different countries? Students from places like Pakistan, Nigeria, Germany, South Korea, and Brazil contribute to the campus's cultural diversity. While culture shock is a common challenge, these students also bring unique stories and perspectives that enrich the GCSU community. The International Education Center supports their transition with programs like orientation events, cultural celebrations, and host families, offering a support network that makes a huge difference. I spoke to Janvi from Pakistan on her experience here at Georgia College.
Well, when I was in Pakistan, I had already completed 2 years of my degree, so I'm an exchange student here for a semester. I applied for the scholarship Global Yoga at Pakistan. They selected me out of 1,000 applications. Then we went through this paperwork, the visa process, everything. I packed up 2 bags of luggage, came here through a 1-day flight. And yeah, I've been here since August.
Despite the struggles, these students bring righteousness to campus, sharing their cultures and creating lasting impact on the community. Their stories showcase courage and determination, inspiring others to embrace new experiences and celebrate diversity. I also spoke to Muzila from South Africa on her experience at Georgia College as well.
process for being a student here is quite similar to another. It's like moving to another country, basically. So all you have to do as a student trying to study here is get your documents ready and start with your visa application processes. But then that has to come after you've maybe gotten an acceptance letter or you've talked to your professor at this particular school. And then once you have papers from the school, you can go ahead and start applying for your visa and other traveling and documents from your country.
International students are a huge pack here at Georgia College, and we learn so much from their culture as they learn from ours. Reporting for GC360, I am Ryan Collins.
I didn't see a single cloud in the sky on my way to the studio today, so I'm expecting this weather to stay bright and sunny for finals week. Amelie Sengupta is here to tell us what to expect. Amelie?
Thanks, Hannah. And hello, Bobcats! This week's weather report is brought to you by Your Laundry. You might want to bring out that slightly uncomfortable sweater because temperatures are getting lower each day. Starting with Friday, which will be one of the coldest days yet this season, with a high of 51 and a frightening low of 29. I know we're not used to this weather here in Milledgeville, so say goodbye to a reasonable power bill. The heat is going to have to stay on. Saturday will have partly cloudy skies with a high of 56 and a low of 27. As the temperatures get lower, remember to look out for stray cats that might be sheltering from the cold under your car. Sunday is going to be our last sunny day of the week, so make sure to get one last good use out of those sunglasses you've been saving. We'll have a high of 63 and a low of 36. We welcome finals week with a non-stop Rihanna because it's time for that umbrella, Ella, Ella, A, under that umbrella. We'll see a high of 62 and a low 44. Take our raincoat on Tuesday and maybe put on your favorite Christmas movie if you stay inside with a high of 69 and a low of 56. Wednesday will be heating up just a little bit again and reaching a high of 68 and a low of 55. I would say this week's weather is like your last Tinder date. Hot and cold, but it makes you not want to get out of bed. And we are wrapping up Thursday with about the same weather as the past 3 days. Rainy with a high of 63 and a low of 43. That's all the weather I have for you this week, Bobcats. Back to you.
The Campus Activity Board puts on many GCSU events, creating a lasting impact on students in attendance. How do they organize these events, and what are the logistics behind them? Reporter Drew Hill is here to tell us more.
The Campus Activities Board, commonly known as CAB, is a board made up of students to plan events for students. CAB works hand in hand with the Office of Student Engagement, who are tasked with coordinating major campus-wide events such as Week of Welcome, Hanging of the Greens, Homecoming, Bobcat Marketplace, Bobcat Awards, and Recognition, and Midnight Breakfast. They work together to plan activities and integrate programs year-round. Kylie Gregg on the Campus Activities Board shared her favorite part about being involved with this organization.
The great thing about being on Campus Activities Board is the fact that I get to imagine things that I would really like to do, and we can make it happen for other students, not just like myself. And I like thinking about what could be really fun, like what could be out there, what could be something new that we could do, change it up, that would really want to get people to come together at Georgia College.
CAB plans a wide range of events throughout the year, including game nights in the Den, fall festivals on front campus, and even movie nights at the local movie theater. I talked to Colin Nepiker, who is another student on the Campus Activities Board, and he emphasized how rewarding it was to be a part of CAB.
I think a part of it is just kind of like seeing how when we all kind of put our ideas in, when it actually kind of happens, when we make an event, it's just really pretty rewarding. Especially when we see people like really kind of engaging in it, it's really pretty cool. Especially just like some of the band nights, when we just see people like kind of coming together and making stuff, it's just really cool. Just seeing all the smiles and all of it.
It is clear that CAB is dedicated to creating fun events for all students on campus to be a part of. Reporting to you from GC360, I'm Drew Hill.
Coming after the break, our Bobcats are leading the Peach Belt Conference.
And a very special annual event is happening today with music, food, and the holiday spirit.
And your favorite anchor is leaving GC360 News. But why? Stick around after this short break to find out more. See you in a bit.
My name is Kathleen O'Neill, and I'm the costume shop supervisor and instructor for the theater department. So the costume department does a lot of different things. It helps teach our theater majors what costuming is for theater in general and for film. A lot of students come in to be theater majors not knowing that tech is going to have to be part of their major, and they don't know how to sew, they don't know how a costume shop works, and so that's my job to teach them. Most of the time they take the skills they learn in here and then they apply it to their life. And I hear all the time that they come in and they're like, Kathleen, I sewed a button on my pants because you taught me how to do it. And it just makes me feel good. But yes, they do take what they learn in here and apply it to their personal life.
Welcome back. We turn our heads to anchor Hunter Ellis, who is here to give us the latest in sports news. Take it away.
Thanks, Jackson. The women's basketball team has been on a tear, going 6-2 so far this season. The Lady Bobcats are playing with heart. Leading scorer Evie DePerto is currently averaging 13.8 points per season. Jayla Warren is leading the team in rebounds and assists with 12.4 and 2 points. She currently leads the Peach Belt Conference in rebounds as well. The Lady Bobcats play Saturday at 1:30 p.m. at the Centennial Center against Columbus State. Good luck, Bobcats. Moving on, this college football will go down in the history books, from Vanderbilt getting their first top 5 win against former number 1 Alabama to Ashton Ginty missing Barry Sanders, thought to be unbreakable rushing yards records by 342 yards. Incredible upsets to 8 of Georgia versus Georgia Tech game. There is nothing better than the great game of college football. Now it comes down to who will win it all. With Georgia rematching against Texas in the SEC championship, all eyes are on them. Can Georgia beat this Texas team twice? ESPN analysts are giving the Dogs a little over 38% chance to pull off the win. With this, UGA will guarantee a bye in the first round of this new 12-team playoff. Ladies and gentlemen, the battle for the national championship starts this weekend. That is all I have for you in sports this week. Back to you, Jackson.
If you received an email from President Kathy Cox, then you're invited to the Hanging of the Greens. This is the 18th year of this celebration, which is an annual event organized by President Kathy Cox in collaboration with the Student Government Association. And once again, the event will be held tonight from 5:30 to 7 p.m. on Front Campus. Enjoy activities like ornament making, s'mores, hot chocolate, and a visit from Thunder's special guest. We recommend that you bring a blanket and get cozy, because the classic holiday movie Elf will be screened on the lawn as well. And your favorite anchor, Jackson Schwartz, will be there as the unofficial food inspector to make sure that no food is left over.
Have I spent days in our local AMC theater lately? Yes, I have. Madelyn Agostini is here to explain why with the latest entertainment news. Madelyn?
Thanks, Hannah. Hello, Bobcats. If you want to be popular, you'd better head to AMC and check out Wicked, the hottest movie to hit theaters this year. Many movie fans were expecting another Barbenheimer showdown between Wicked and Gladiator 2 releasing on the same day. However, Wicked took the cake and made over $50 million more than Gladiator 2. In other news, Dancing with the Stars concluded last week with former Bachelor Joey Graziadei taking home the Len Goodman Mirrorball Trophy. The finale consisted of 2 dances from each finalist, the freestyle dance being Joey's cleansing performance. Congratulations to The Bachelor. Back to the big screen, Moana 2 hit theaters November 27th and set a new record for Thanksgiving weekend moviegoing, beating out Frozen 2 when it came out in 2019 by over $40 million. So to celebrate your finals, treat yourself and head to the movies and to see some cinematic masterpieces. That's all I have in entertainment this week. Back to you.
This is the last newscast of the fall semester, but for some, this is the last newscast of their college journey. 2 special members of our team are graduating this month, and we could not be happier for them. Your favorite anchor, Jackson Schwartz, and the Assistant Technical Director, Dana Hoffman, will be leaving us to jumpstart their careers. Executive producer Ava Cartez has more to show us.
So, you're graduating.
I am.
You're graduating.
I am.
Are you excited?
Yes and no. I've loved my time here, and it's college. It's 4 years. So it's kind of like your time is up. I need to leave, but it's like I don't want to leave. You know, like why would I want to leave? Like I have friends here. I love the classes. I love getting involved in things, and then, 4 years is up, and I'm like I don't want to leave. And so it was always cool to learn how a script works, to learn how to make it very enlivening and enjoyable. It's officially Florida Hate Week. I guess to enjoy in front of being in being in front of the camera. Just always kind of interesting, very I guess fun, It was fun to mess around with throwing the football, catching the football on cam, if it was a football based sports script. And then to start working on desk where it's that's what dictates the show, and it's super different than being just in front of the sports camera. Should I just go?
Delay say.
I originally thought I wanted to be a sports anchor, and the Lord just kind of opened and closed doors, and it worked out a little too perfectly to where it's hey, I found a wonderful church that I want to work at, and I've been blessed with hopefully an opportunity.
Audio, I was already an audio freak, and so I was so audio for news, and I started to shadow. I'm like, hey, can I just be here and volunteer for you guys? And you're like, of course, yes. So I did. I immediately just was great. The people that I met and worked with in general on this was, despite the fires, that might have started a few times. It was wonderful and probably one of my favorite experiences to work here with these people. It feels more relaxed. There is some kind of tension in the air because you're live and you're okay, here we are and we're doing it, but you don't see the behind the scenes of everything going on. You can hear it, but when you're in here and you're a part of it and maybe for some reason an expression it's not playing or the switchboard messed up and then cut back, you hear it all immediately, and we can't really hear that in there. We're just okay, well, we're gonna do this, or we gotta move this. So this one is more chaotic, but in a fun way. There's energy in this control room that isn't found when you're in the studio as much. You're kind of you're focused on your task and nothing's really distracting you. I would recommend trying it all. Not only for experience, but because the people you meet are just so knowledgeable and fantastic to hang out with, and you make really good friends. So just using this time to expand and build your skill set and meet great people at the same time. So I would absolutely recommend
the community we have in GC360, how we're all pretty tight, even though it's sports I would do at the very beginning, I'd do I think once every month, and it's still hey Jackson, come hang out, come do more, just because I wanted to do it. And then it was it turned into every week, and then it's get more involved, and I loved it.
That's all for GC360 this week, Bobcats. Thank you for joining us today, and make sure you tune in for the next Thursday at 4 p.m. on NBC TV4 through the CableCast app. I'm Hannah Deal.
And I'm Jackson Schwartz. When we are not on the air, we keep you up to date on our social media. That's at GC360 News on Instagram and YouTube, and at bobcatmultimedia.com/GC360. Always available to you where news comes full circle.
See you next year.